Right, okay. A little more live coding, and this time it's something a little different. This is a tutorial program that problem that we've done before, Hangman, but I want to code it using standard rule. I want to add a little pizzazz to it. So let's see how it goes. Let's read the problem description, and then we'll talk about how we're going to modify it. Write a program hangman.java that allows the user to play the classic game of Hangman. The problem must randomly pick a secret word, and the user must guess it letter by letter. Before each guess, the program must tell the user the number of wrong guesses they have left, the letters available to be guessed, and the known letters of the word. So some letters will be unknown, initially all of them, and they'll be revealed as time goes by. In this version, we shall always allow the user to give wrong guesses. I have no idea what that means. Okay. After each guess, the program must tell the user how many times their guess appears in the secret word. We'll keep that. If the user guesses the word, the program must congratulate them. If the user runs out of guesses, the program must commiserate and display the correct answer. Use the following piece of code as your dictionary. Okay, so there is looks like a global variable that we'll use in lots of words. I don't even want to look at them because I want to play the game. We could read a much bigger dictionary from a file, but that is left for a future exercise. The game is tough enough with the words above. Yeah, this is true. I mean, we can now read a big old dictionary from a file, and I have many such dictionaries, but small issue, and that is that those dictionaries often contain words that humans wouldn't use in Hangman. Unfair words, or maybe even people's names. So you have to be really careful about the dictionary you use. Your program must behave as follows, and this is just an illustration of how this version of Hangman is supposed to work. So it tells us we have 5 guesses left. These are the unused letters. This is the unknown word. We guess E, and it says yes, there are 2 copies of E, and then we see that they've filled them in, and we still have our 5 guesses. And E has now disappeared from the list of unused letters. And if we guess wrong, it says something like, sorry, there are no T's. So that's the essence of the game, and all I want to do is, instead of having it be based on text, I want to have it graphical. So let's do that. So, what does the main do? I'm going to start by creating a canvas. And then I'll have some kind of loop that displays the current state of the game, reads the user's next guess, and reacts to that. And then it will just repeat. And this while loop will stop if we run out of guesses or if the user guesses correctly. Okay. But before the while loop starts, I'm going to pick a random word. I don't even want to see the words. So I'll put them back later, but I don't want to. I want to play the game. So I'm just going to do this. I'll put in some easy words. Apple and banana. Those are good words to test with. Okay, fine. Right, let's go. Let's start by creating the canvas. Standard rule.set and the size, I want it to be nice and big, so 800 by 800. Okay, and I think I don't know, how must I know, but I think it's the right thing to do is to set the coordinate system to be also 800 by 800. I may regret that. In fact, I'm already a little, maybe it's 800 by 600. I'm already a little unsure. Never mind. Not impossible to fix. Okay, now I'm going to pick the word. And this game will only run once. I mean, it doesn't have to be fancy and keep a score. We can add that later if we really want. But I think I'm going to keep the, I'm going to pick the secret word now. So secret index, and it will be a random number from 0 to the length of words minus 1. So we know how to do that. We've done that several times. Words.length. Math.random is a random number from 0 to 1. If I multiply that by words.length, I get a double number from 0 to words.length minus a little bit. And if I turn that into an int, it becomes from 0 to words.length minus 1. So that's the index of my word. And I'll store the word as well. Secret is words secret index. So that is my secret word. Now I want to create a couple of arrays to record the letters that have been used, and the letters in the word that are that have been guessed correctly. Plus, I also want to count the number of unknown letters, and I need to count for the number of guesses left. Okay, so that's 4 things, but it's not hard. Let's say guesses left is 5. That's the number of guesses we have left. Now, the letters that have been used, and I'm simply going to say Boolean array, true or false. Has this letter been used? It's an array, letter used, and I know it's size 26. When I create an array like this, Boolean arrays are filled with false, which is convenient in this case because I've not used any of the letters, so it's fine for me that they're all false. If I wanted to be 100% sure, I would write a for loop and make all the slots in this array false, but I think it's fine like this. Now I want to have another Boolean array that says known letter, or letter is known. Letter known. Now this is for storing the a true or a false for each letter of the secret word, whether it is known or not. And it's also a Boolean array. And how big is it? It's the size of that word, secret, my secret word. It's however long that is. If that's a 5-letter word, I need 5 booleans because there are 5 letters. Okay, fine. So I'm going to say secret.length. There we go. And lastly, I want to count how many letters are still unknown. So letters unknown is all of them. Secret.length. Okay, good. So I think these are all the variables I'll need. And now I'm going to have a while loop, and it's going to keep on going while I still have a guess left and while there are still unknown letters. If either one of those two things become false, guesses left becomes 0, or letters unknown becomes 0, I'm going to stop. So while guesses left, I can still guess, and there are still letters to guess. I'm going to keep on going. Oh, it says, oh, stupid Yako. And I need to display the current state of the board. Am I going to use a method for this? I think so. And then that method won't be able to see any of this stuff. So I probably want to make them global variables. Okay, right, let's do that. Probably not the secret index, but all the rest. I'm just going to not initialize them here. I'm just going to declare them as global variables so that all the methods of this program can see them. And then I will declare them here. So, initialize them here. So secret is that, guesses is that, Boolean. Okay, it's going to complain about all of these because I need to make them static, public static. There we go. Excellent, right. So draw the game. It's going to draw the picture of the hanged man. It's going to draw the letters that are available. It's going to draw the unknown blanks. And then I'm going to say, it's also going to write a message that says guess the next letter. Then I'm going to read a letter and check the letter. Okay, right. Okay, let's do draw game. Public static. And it's done. Void draw game. Okay, I'm going to start by clearing the canvas. Standard draw dot white. Okay, next I am going to draw the gallows. So standard draw. Set pen color. I really want brown, but for now the colors are not super important. I'll just use red. Red is a kind of brown. Let's move this up. Okay, I want a nice thick pen as well. Set pen radius 0.02. We'll see if that's good. And now I've got to draw the gallows. I'm just guessing here, but I'm going to say draw a couple of lines. Line, let's say 100 to 200. 100, small horizontal line. Then I'm going to draw a line up 150, 100 to 150, 700. Oh no, I can't because my y coordinate is 600. So maybe I should make this 550. Okay, and I'm going to draw the crossbar for the gallows 150, 550 to 300, 550, and a little down bar 300, 550 to 300, 500. Yeah, cool. Right. And now I am going to draw my hanged man. So if there are 5 guesses left, I draw nothing. If there are 4 guesses left, I'm going to draw 4 or fewer, I'm going to draw the head. If there are 3 or fewer, I'm going to draw the body also. So I can do this. If guesses left is less than 5, so it's 4 or less, then let's draw the head. Oh, I want a different color as well. I'll draw the man in blue. Okay, standard draw dot circle at 300, 450, radius 50. Okay, so that's the head. Then, if there are 3 or more guesses left, I'm going to draw the body. So that'll be from 300, 400 to 300, 225. And this will be a line. If there are 2 or fewer guesses left, I am going to draw the left leg. So that'll be from 300, 225 to 250. How long is the leg? 250. This guy's going to be really short. No, not 250. Wrong way. 150. Okay, right. And 1 guess left. I'm going to draw the other leg. So that'll go to 350. And if there are 0 guesses left, I'm going to draw the arms. So that'll go from 275. Where is his head? 400 is the bottom of his head. So I guess about 350, 325, 350. Now I have not planned this at all. That's just guesswork, so to speak. And it may turn out to be a very odd looking man, and I will fix him up if I have to later on. But now I just want to get the rest of this done. I want to draw all the letters that the user can play. So I have to write, I have to basically go through that whole array that we had that's called letter used. And if it's used, I'm not supposed to draw it. So, but I'm going to draw all of them. I'm going to say, and I'm going to draw them in a square. So I'm going to say int letter is A, big A. And then I'm going to draw a square of 25 by 25. H is 0, H less than 5, H plus plus. And W is 0, W less than 5, W plus plus. Okay, and I'm going to draw the letter on the screen at some coordinate. So I want the letters to go at, look, the man goes up, what's the highest coordinate for the man? 350. So maybe I'll start this at 600. 600, 650, 700, 750, 800. No, that's too close. So let's start the man at the letters at 550. That'll be the first letter. So these are the x coordinates of where I want to draw each letter, and to get that x coordinate I'll multiply w by 50 because it jumps in 50 each time, and add 550 to get the first one. So that letter x coordinate is w times 50 plus 550, and the letter y coordinate is the height times 50 plus, now h can go up to 4 times 50 is 200, 600 is my top, so that must be the top. So if I subtract 350, okay, and each time I want to draw a letter, so I want to draw okay, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe A should not be, maybe it should be a 0. Yes, and now I want to draw some text. There's a command to draw text, surely. Text. Yes. Text. Good. X, Y, and a string. So the X is letter X, the Y is letter Y, and the string is letter plus A but this is not a string, so I'm going to turn it into a string by adding that to it. So letter will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I add that to the character A, I get character A, B, C, D, E, but that's still a character. That's why I can't give it to text, because it wants a string. But if I add a string to the front of it, it'll turn whatever this is into a string. So I believe that this will draw my letter, and if it's been used, I want to put a cross through it. So if letter used, this letter that I'm at, then I want to draw a red cross through it, and all this should happen in black. Black. If the letter has been used, I am going to put a cross through it. Red. And standard draw dot line LX minus 10 minus 20 LX plus LY minus 20 LX plus 20 LY plus 20, and the cross for the other way, I simply change around the plus and the minus sign here at the end, if I can do that. Okay, and that's drawing the letters. I wonder if we can see if this works. I want to check. I don't want to go all the way and find out it doesn't work. So I'm going to say standard rule dot show, and then I'm going to break out of this while loop and end the program. So we will be able to see if it's actually working. Let's see what happens. Oh, this is very wrong. A couple of things that are wrong. I love the gallows, but it's printing 65s. So I made a mistake when I tried to convert that letter to a letter. So what did I do wrong? Well, firstly, they're all 65, and that's because letter starts at 0, but it never changes. So after I print each letter and potentially the cross through it, I should make it one more. And then the other issue is that I added letter to A, and I expected to get an integer, a character, but I got an integer. I wonder if I do it the other way around. Will this make a difference? I don't think so. I think it will be the same, but just a little different. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. So I have to tell Java that this must be a character, but I can do that by casting it to char. And if I do that now, excellent. And I see that Z is missing. I need to add that. I need to add the letters of the word. And then I need to go back and let's just do one more thing before we stop here and carry on tomorrow. And that is that I want the guesses to start at 1, so I can see how much of the man I'm drawing. 1. Excellent. Good. Almost perfect. Good. So I think this is a good place to stop. And tomorrow we'll carry on by putting the word and maybe the word should go down here and adding Z. And then reading a key and updating the state of the game. Good.